Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Blanco the Islam, and today we have a video on how to make the best money solo in Grand Theft Auto Online. As of the most recent weekly update, of course, at the time of this recording, it is double money on this thing right here. This big old green truck, man. This thing is gonna bring in the green. I'm telling you, you guys can make $1 million literally in 10 minutes. It's absolutely awesome. You're gonna do it through sale missions with this lovely, quick, agile bike right here. But before we get into today's video, as per usual, man, take 1 second of your time to hit the like and subscribe button. That helps the channel grow tremendously. And join the Slime Squad, man. We make consistent GTA content here. So if that's something you're interested in, smash that like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Now, like I said, the big green truck and this guy right here, his name is Mutt. They're going to be your absolute best friends this week on GTA Online. You're going to make crazy money if you utilize them correctly. Also, we have 4 times boost Acid Lab production, which does boost your Acid Lab production for 30 minutes. You could do this once a day. I absolutely recommend doing it every single day because it helps tremendously. But we're going to get into all the logistics of the resupplies, the 4 times Acid Lab boost, and pretty much how to maximize your Acid Lab and how to make $1 million every single 10 minutes. The sale missions only take 8 to 10 minutes. And some people say they can't make $1 million, that it's a little bit under. I'm gonna go over everything. Don't worry, I got you guys covered here. So first off, let's get into how to get the Acid Lab if you don't have one. So this is gonna be for beginner players. This is the location you're gonna have to go to after getting a phone call from Ron. He's gonna tell you that he wants to meet you in Blaine County, and that's the location you're gonna want to go to, right? Now, once you get there, it's gonna start up a storyline called the First Dose missions, which are double money this week. So by completing these first 6 missions with this guy right here, his name is Dax, absolutely awesome character. But anyway, once you complete these first 6 missions with Dax and with, his guys, they're called the Fooligans, you will receive about $2 million because of the first time. If it's your first time doing it, you'll get 100K for each mission, or sometimes I think even 200K plus like a 250,000 completion for the first time bonus. So absolutely must do if you are a beginner player and you don't own an Acid Lab. Get on top of that right now because you only have until Thursday. And like I said, it's only 6 missions, and completing these 6 missions will give you access to the Acid Lab for 750,000. So you'll still have like $1 million, 1.2 million left over from the 2 million. So definitely a must do for beginner players. And then once you do that, you are going to have to do 10 Dax Fooligan missions, which are like little side quests, and that will give you the Acid Lab upgrade. Now, the reason you're going to want this upgrade is because it will maximize your profits with the Acid Lab, and that's how you're going to be able to get to the $1 million. Also, in the interaction menu, you're going to want to pull it up while you're in your Acid Lab and just change your Acid Lab name. And once you do that, it will grant you a 5% bonus. And that's how you absolutely max out your profits. You got to get the Acid Lab upgrade and the bonus. But I'm sure all my veteran players know this. So now let's move into the sale missions themselves and how to rake in the dough. So now that we got all the preliminary stages of how to get the Acid Lab and, completing the First Dose missions and stuff like that out the way, we can move to the sale mission. So as you saw, my Acid was worth just over $700,000. And of course, if you sell in a public lobby, which I am doing here, you do get a 2.5% multiplier, I think up to 25 players. So you get like a 50% boost. That's already another 350,000. And then on top of that, we have the 5% bonus because we do have our Acid Lab name changed. So of course, this sale mission here is my favorite. It's the one where you just go to like the parking lot. It's going to be surrounded by police. So if you never did this mission before, or if you're a beginner or a veteran player watching this video, what you're going to want to do is just head over to the parking lot, and there's going to be like a van on the first level. You're going to want to just, start shooting at it or throw a grenade at it or something. Just, get the wanted level because it's going to happen anyway when you get all the way to the top. And then you just escape out from the bottom. So this one's widely considered like the best sale mission. Now, in regards to selling in public lobbies, I know a lot of people might panic. If you're a beginner player, maybe just stick to invite-only sessions. But I do advise you to sell in public lobbies because, of course, you do get that big 50% bonus, and that is how you're going to get $1 million, right? So it's $1 million for each sale. A sale takes anywhere from like 8 to 10 minutes, which is why, hence the video is titled $1 million in 10 minutes. Now, obviously, I know you know, building up the Acid Lab doesn't take 10 minutes, but it's only 10 minutes of actual physical work because everything else is passive. This is a passive business, so it's no work included. So in my eyes, it's 10 minutes because I'm not really there physically filling up the Acid Lab. But anyway, this is the van I was mentioning earlier. I just threw a Molotov at it, killed the cop that came out, and now we're going to be on our merry way. You have to lose the cops, and then once you lose them, you will get a second drop point, and then you will, you know, get paid. But anyway, I did want to move into the logistics a little bit while I have on screen here me just running away from the cops, which they were like harassing me, bro. These cops were on like freaking steroids, man. So you guys are, I think you're gonna enjoy the gameplay in the back. These guys just kept finding me. I even went into a parking lot with a roof over it, and somehow the helicopter still saw me. But anyway, let's get into the logistics and numbers for all my grinders and money guys. I know that's what my channel originated from, is how to make money. So of course I'm gonna bring you the numbers, the logistics, right? I hit a poll there, it was an absolute fail. But anyway, the Acid Lab will take 4 resupplies to fully stock. So 1 resupply will stock it about a quarter of the way, the second one half, the third resupply about, you know, 75%, and the fourth one will close it out. But of course we do have the 4 times Acid Lab production feature, which does boost the production once every 24 hours, and it's very effective. So I'm gonna tell you guys how much you can make on a full Acid Lab sale, which I'm doing here. I'm gonna show you guys how much you can make in 1 hour of the acid boosting on its own, and then also 1 hour of the acid boosting on the 4 times Acid Lab boost that we can do every 24 hours, right? So if you are a beginner player and you don't have the money, the resupplies do cost $60,000. So in total, you are going to be paying $240,000 for a full Acid Lab, you know, through Mutt. Mutt is going to be the guy that you either call or visit in the physical Acid Lab itself and resupply your stock. So $240,000 to make $1 million, you're netting $750,000 profit, which is very good, especially you could do the sale missions on this bike, which by the way is safe to do in public lobbies because this bike actually can eat missiles, I think 3 of them. So somebody could shoot you with a missile and it'll kill you before it destroys the bike. And once you see someone shoot at you, you could just reset the lobby, you know, go back to an invite only session, and you'll only lose about $10,000 worth of product, which is why I suggest doing these sale missions in a public lobby. First of all, it's very rare that somebody will mess with a bike because they're very nimble and agile, pretty hard to kill. The only thing that really can is an oppressor. And even that, as soon as you eat that first missile, just go ahead and leave the lobby and try again. And, you know, I think it's worth it for the extra money that you make in public sessions. I definitely would not suggest doing it in invite only if you want to maximize your profits. But anyway, if you don't have the money for the resupplies, if you're a beginner player and you don't want to pay the $60,000, I would suggest hitting stash houses. They look like this. I'm going to have that on screen now. It's like a purple house with a little target on it. This will resupply one of your businesses. And if you watched my beginner's guide on the best first business you should get as a beginner, I did say the Acid Lab was the best and that you should complete the first dose missions. So if you followed that and you have the Acid Lab and it's your only business, the stash house will 100% of the time resupply only your Acid Lab. So I would suggest doing it like that if you don't want to spend the money. I would definitely not suggest doing the source missions. They take forever. And time is money, man. We're here to make some dough. We don't got time to be doing, 10, 15 minute source missions just for, for it to fill up 1/4 of our Acid Lab. But anyway, you do get on a full Acid Lab sale mission just north over $1 million. You'll see that towards the end of the video. I think this was a full public session. I finally lost the cops. I had to go to the damn train, and there was one in the train station. Like, how crazy is that? But anyway, now we're gonna be on our way to our final drop to make our money. But I did want to get back into the numbers. So with 1 hour of boosting without the 4 times production boost, you will make, the Acid Lab will make about anywhere from like 150 to 180,000. And of course, if you sell this in a public session plus the 5% boost, you will make about 250K, which is really good. We're talking passive income, fellas. This is passive income in 1 hour, 250. And then with the 4 times boost, the acid will produce about 300K. And then with the 5% plus the 50% sale bonus in public sessions, you can make like 450,000 in one hour. And that's also with the 8-minute sale mission. If you have more time to yourself, or if you want to do some AFK methods like putting a rubber band around your analogs, if you got some things to do around the house or some errands to run, just put some analogs around like a second controller. If you have 2, I wouldn't suggest doing it if you only have 1 because it can cause some stick drift. But if you have 2 controllers, put a rubber band around it and just let the Acid Lab build passively, and then just come back and spend 10 minutes to make $1 million, man. I almost crashed into that cop and almost got them on me again, but they weren't here for me. Like I said, man, this gameplay is it's like hilarious, the amount of mountains I had to climb just to sell this damn acid, man. But anyway, the Acid Lab is definitely the best way to make money in GTA Online this week. Like I said, $1 million for a 10-minute sale mission. The business is 100% passive. You don't have to do any work. All you got to do is keep calling Mutt. You could go run Cayo Perico. You could go run the Dre contract. You could go do nightclub source missions. You could source stuff for your cargo warehouses. You could do salvage yard robberies. You could do tow truck jobs. There is so much you can do in between all of this. And then every, 3-4 hours, you come back to your Acid Lab. It's full. You spend 10 minutes and make another $1 million on top of the Cayo Perico and the Dre contract, the cargo sale missions, the tow truck jobs, the salvage yard robberies, whatever it is you want to get into, man, the casino heist, whatever it is you want to get into, you can add this into your method. And it's just absolutely awesome. Now, there is other sale missions other than this one. This one is my favorite, and I think it's widely considered the best sale mission. And you can see there real quick before I finish my point, $1 million, man, really quick sale mission. But anyway, there is other sale missions. One of them requires you to do 5 drop-offs, and there's 3 different locations at each drop-off, and one of them will be hidden from the police. So that's the one that you want to do. They're going to be in those unmarked Chevy Cruisers. And then the other sale mission is we're like a newspaper delivery boy and we're dropping off in the basket. That one's decent. I definitely like this one the most, where you just have that one cop at the bottom of the parking lot. Just get away, go to the second drop point, get your money. Very simple, very easy. But anyway, the Acid Lab, like I said, it is the best way to make money in GTA Online this week. I hope you guys are taking advantage of it. And if you are a beginner, make sure you do the first and last dose missions. Absolute must, man. You'll make $2 million. You'll get the Acid Lab. And do not, I repeat, do not buy the Brigade from the Warstock website. This will not grant you an Acid Lab. You have to do the first dose missions to get an Acid Lab. Do not waste your money. They always put that Brigade on sale whenever Acid Lab is double money, trying to trick people into buying it from Warstock. It will not work. Don't do it to yourself, man. Anyway, I hope you guys are grinding that Acid Lab. I hope this video was helpful or useful to either beginner or even veteran players that needed a bit of a refresher. If it did in any way, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe. Like I said, join the Slime Squad. We make consistent GTA content on this channel. We're getting things rolling. We got a community building here, and each sub and each like means the absolute world to me. Anyway, until the next one, peace out, boys.